How beautiful is this life when you have something or someone worth fighting for? There's someone I know personally um, who's going through a battle of his own, but not on his own. And I think that's very important. But this person is a father, this person is a husband, a son, a brother, um, but most of all, he's a fighter. I haven't known this guy for as long as his family has, obviously, being an in-law. But if there's an impression that this man has left upon me, it would be that he's a go-getter. And what I mean by that is, if he sets his mind to something, he won't stop until he gets it done. And this man is going through something at the moment that is incomprehensible to me, because it's something I would not wish upon anyone, because of the severity and the unknown territories of what he's going through. But in saying that, the persistence that I've seen, the things that I've heard that this man is doing, just continues to prove my point about him being a go-getter. And so, Luke, this is a shout out to you, my friend. Not only from me, these words aren't from me only, they're from my family here. You know who we're talking about, who I'm talking about. And I just want to speak on behalf of them in saying that we wish you, mate, all the best. We hope for a speedy recovery, but in the event that it's not a speedy recovery, we just hope for a good one and a forever recovery. And we hope that you continue to put up this fight in regaining your strength and your health, for that's the most important thing. But I have no doubt that you're striving towards those things because you have the greatest support system any man could have, and that's his family, in Sarah and the girls. So, Luke, just a quick shout out to you, sending our love to you and to your family. We love you. We'll see you soon. You owe me a beer. I'll catch ya. Welcome back to the Father on a Mission podcast, episode 3. Huge milestone for me just to get to the 3rd episode, let alone publish and edit the first, right? But we're here. And for this episode, I was thinking I might read off my blog. So if you didn't know, Father on a Mission first started as me blogging. And I've mentioned this a few times before that I keep a journal. And the reason for me keeping a journal is because I've always been too afraid to share with other people anyway, my true thoughts, feelings, opinions on whatever. And so, simply put, how I explain to people why I keep a journal is because that's my way of talking to someone without talking to someone. Listens. Anyways, besides the point. But I started a blog so I could share some of my stories and experiences and the way I think that I've written in my journal in a blog form, right? And I think I've published about 7 or 8, 6 or 7 or 8 or so blogs on my website, fatheronamission.com. Check it out. I'll be getting back to that soon. But I just want to base this episode off one of them, and one of the blogs, that I had written. And the one I want to focus on, breaking generational curses, starts with me. Anyways, directly under that, I wrote in quotation marks, I will be what my father couldn't. Right? And some, when you hear that, may assume I'm about to just absolutely drag my dad through the mud, right? But I'm not. And this isn't a dig or a shot at my dad, because him, or both he and my mum have given me and my siblings the best life that they could with the circumstances or the cards that they were dealt, right? So I'm forever in their debt for that. But in saying that, I will be what my father couldn't. And again, not talking shit about my dad. I love my dad. That's a fact. But hear me when I say this. My dad, and I write this in the blog, my dad is the man I'm striving to be like. He's everything I want to be as a father. He's emotionally available. He's firm when he needs to be, gentle, kind, loving, and dependable in ways that truly matter. One thing he's always drilled into me and my older brother was this: a man always looks after his family. Even when we were just boys, he reminded us, if I die tomorrow, it's up to you two to look after your mum and your sister. At 8, 9 or 10 years old, that felt like a lot to carry. But as I've grown into a man, a partner, and now a father myself, I get it. He wasn't putting pressure on us, he was preparing us. He was embedding a code deep within us. Family first, always. I loved that growing up. Now I love that. You know, I remember specifically my brother and I would sort of be like, ugh. It would scare us, the thought of losing our dad. Not that it doesn't now. But losing our dad would scare the life out of us, because we felt, or me, I can only speak for myself, or I felt anyway, I was too little to handle such huge responsibilities. I was bloody between 8 and 10 years old, mate. I'm worried about Halo and the next game that's going to come on the Xbox, but man's is over here drilling it into us, saying, you just have to grow up, and it's your turn to look after the family after me, and blah blah blah. But on a serious note, now that I'm older and have a family of my own, I understand. I understand the fear from his point of view, or from a father's point of view, because it's now a fear, not a fear, it's now something that occupies my mind more often than it should. Not often at all, but it's something that, like I said, is in there more than it should be, right? Anyways, I carry on and I write, so again, this post isn't about shaming my dad. This is about building on top of the foundation he laid for me. My parents gave us everything they possibly could with what they had, and I'll forever be grateful for that. But when I say what my father couldn't, I'm talking about something different. I'm talking about the part of life that he didn't have the opportunity or support to chase. The entrepreneurial side, the dream chasing side, the growth and self-development journey that I've now committed myself to. And I'll go on to share a little story, and I'll read from it and I'll elaborate on it. Excuse me for just constantly shifting focus, but it's important to me anyway. But I share an experience, and I'll read it here, and I'll go into more details and depths later or after. I continue on to say, I remember watching my dad leave early in the morning and come home completely wrecked, 5, 6 days a week, grinding in a truck, a warehouse, a bus. Honest, hard work. Meanwhile, his bosses were banking triple what he was earning. And like a lot of working class parents, the advice he gave us was simple. Go to school, study hard, and get an office job. Be a lawyer, a doctor, a scientist, and make good money. But for me, that path never felt right. And I didn't write this in the blog, but not only did that path not feel right, but for me, it didn't feel attainable at the time. And that was from more so me placing limitations on myself. If you were to ask me if I could become a lawyer, scientist, doctor right now, I will tell you how, yeah. Heck yeah, I could. Because I can do anything I put my mind to. But that little insecure 10 to 15 year old back then would have been saying no out of fear, or even just saying no because you're scared of standing out. Right? You want to say no because that's what all the cool kids say. No, be a tradie and whatever else. Not taking shots at anyone here. But yeah, why that path doesn't feel right for me now and why it didn't feel right for me back then, two different reasons. Anyways, continuing. I wasn't made to spend 8 years in school, then another 4 to 6 years in uni, just to land a job I hope I enjoy and realise my best years are already behind me. That's not my mission. That's not my calling, and that's not the example I want to leave behind for my kids. Don't get me wrong, and I wrote this, if school is your road to success, then hustle hard and go all in. I respect it. But my dreams don't live in the textbook. They live in the arena, in the real world, in the moments I speak truth, build something from nothing and rewrite the narrative for the next direction. This mindset that I have now, I built it. I restructured it. I broke it down, rebuilt it again, and now I own it. So let me be clear. This isn't about disrespect. It's about elevation. I'm not breaking the cycle of love. I'm not breaking the cycle of support. I'm breaking the cycle of limitation. I want my kids to do well in school. I want them to know how to study, read critically, communicate with power, and think for themselves. But more than that, I want them to dream big. And I mean huge. Shoot for the stars kind of big. I want them to know that whatever they choose, whether it's medicine, music, art, business, or anything in between, their dad will be in their corner every step of the way, because that's the kind of belief I wish I had growing up. This world is loud and chaotic, but my mind is clear. I don't want to just exist. I want to etch my name into history. I want to build something so impactful that it's remembered long after I'm gone. That's the size of the dream I'm chasing. Is it crazy? Yeah. Is it delusional? Probably. But I don't care. Because every time someone doubts me, every time life throws another obstacle in my way, I whisper the two words that have become my life mantra. And I say this with my whole chest to anyone who thinks I can't do it. Watch me. Anyways, I wrote those words in my journal all the time. They're simple, but they can carry the weight of everything I'm trying to become, right? Watch me. Watch me strive. Watch me fall and get back up. Watch me become the man I was born to be. Not just for me, but for my kids and for the ones coming after me. Because I don't just want to raise good kids. I want to raise free kids, free from fear, free from shame, free from the weight of unhealed generational wounds. And in doing that, I'm raising myself too. The boy inside me who needed safety, who needed belief, who needed someone to say you can. So here I am, still building, still learning, still fathering forward. I don't have all the answers and I won't get everything right, but I will always show up. I will always try. I will always grow, because my kids don't need a perfect dad. They need a present one, a healing one, a cycle breaking one. And that's exactly who I'm becoming. The goal is the same. The mission is insane. The vision is clear. The journey is ongoing. Follow me as I chase greatness. And if you don't, that's cool. Just sit back and watch me. So yeah, tying it back to being what my father couldn't. I don't mean it in a way that is belittling or neglecting or pushing aside the sacrifices that he made. Both my parents. But in this instance, specifically my father, I'm not neglecting or pushing aside the sacrifices that he made for not only myself but my siblings. If anything, I'm learning from them. I am becoming more and more aware of them now that I'm a father. I am choosing to hold on to what was good and improving upon that of which I believe can be improved on. And for instance, it's telling my son that yes, you need to go to school. Yes, you need to form good habits, learn how to dissect text, and learn how to communicate punctually. Learn how to speak in front of others, oral presentations, things like that. I believe school is good for, but then it's that you don't have to get a good job or you don't have to go to school. School isn't the only avenue for success. Success is up to you, and once you define what your success looks like, you figure out the path it takes to get there. And if school isn't a path to get to your version of success, then so be it. But yeah, those are the things I want to instill inside my kids is don't let the world and others around you put limits on your dreams. Realize them young, realize them early, or realize them later on in life, but just realize a dream and chase it. Be a go-getter. Be that person who actively pursues what they want, regardless of what is being said and done around them. That's the type of person I am. That's the type of person I want my kids to be. And that's the mission that I'm on. That's the mission. Plain and simple. But yeah, that was me just taking from the blog. Let me know your thoughts and your feelings in the comments. And let me know what you want to see more of. I have some plans to get some people on soon, pretty soon. Not only people that I know of, but also just people in the community. Local business owners. Those are people that I'm targeting. So if you know where I live and you live in the same area or surrounding suburbs, I'm coming for you. But yeah, I just want to talk to these different types of people and get to know them, get to know what drives them, what gets them out of bed in the morning, what gets the wheels spinning. Why do you do what you do? And is it what you thought it was? And if not, what did you think it was going to be? You know what I mean? But that's episode 3 in a wrap. Again, I am just starting out this journey. So, I know a lot of podcasts you may listen to are half an hour, 45 minutes an hour. I'm still learning the process of writing up podcast episodes. I'm still working on different segments I can have in the episodes and things of that nature. So just bear with me. For those of you that are rocking with me, man, I appreciate it. I salute yous. I love yous. And before the episode ends, a shout out again to Luke. Shout out again to you, my friend. Keep that fight going. Keep it going. Sending my love to you again. My name's Father on a Mission. My name's Nathan. This is the Father on a Mission podcast, episode 3. Thank you for watching.